Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angie. I'm a work from home mom and an entrepreneur as well. How are you? I wanted to come on today to talk to you something that I get asked very often, and that is, how do you do it all? I get asked, how can you work from home full time, have a full-time job, run a business, and be a mom at the same time? I have two little girls. One is 4 and the other one is 1 year old. So I wanted to kind of come on and tell you how I do what I do. So let's get started, y'all. All right. So my mantra is control what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about the rest. So based on that, I try to organize myself as much or as best as I can possibly can. So first and foremost, what is really important for me is I have a mental picture of the week ahead. And when I talk about a mental picture is I visualize what I have to do for the week ahead, meaning what from my family perspective I visualize, like, okay, next week my daughter's going to school, which means we're business as usual, which means I have to meal prep. And so from a family perspective, I know that I have to think about or plan ahead for my daughter and meals, right? Those are two things that are really important for me to plan, right? And so first, family, what I have to worry about next week. So let's say, like, I think about my daughter, she's going to school, which means she needs lunch, which means she needs clothes, which means she needs, like, when she comes back from school, she needs a like educational plan. So that's one, right? Number two, my work. Then I focus on my work. In my work, what do I have to do next week? Are there any projects or any deals or any transactions happening that I have to focus on or worry about? And then for my business, this is where I have to think about content, right? And all the, like, what is happening that week? Do I have, like, is my content, usually my business takes last in my head, because that's when I need to sit down and really think what is happening, what, steps I'm taking to achieve my goals for my business. So those are the, mental pictures that I have to visualize and have on family, work, and business. So those are the things that I think about when I'm visualizing and mentalizing what I have to do for next week. So that's the one, number one. Number two, plan ahead. Like I just said, I have my family stuff and my work and business stuff. What does plan ahead mean? For my daughter, I need to have a menu for her lunch. I need to have her clothes ready for school. And I need to have the meal prep for the whole week. I need to know exactly what we're making and making sure that we have enough of everything for the week ahead. For work, if I have any projects, if I have any presentation, if I have any transactions, am I on track to meet those deadlines? Am I on track to be able to present, right? I know a lot of times, and people might not think about this, but a lot of times what I do is I actually prep for a presentation. So, like, I'll be cooking and I'll be thinking about how I'm going to present. I literally go script by script. Like, I write it down, I talk it out. And so I do, have to plan to prep for a presentation. Or, for example, for this video, I have it planned for such date. I have it scripted. I don't have it scripted in detail so much because I know what I'm going to talk about, but I have it, like, planned. And that's really important, like planning it. The day off, I'm going to do it at this time. Super important. My business, same. So for the business, I am more goal oriented. So I will do another video on that. But the way I work is I kind of have, on different days, I have different achievables. So as long as I'm achieving that goal, that specific date, I move on, right? So I plan to achieve that specific to do or specific task per se to get to my next step. So I just have little tasks that I have to do, and I plan them, the task for a certain date. For such, this week I'm going to get this and this done. So I plan those tasks accordingly. So planning ahead, Super important. And the way I plan it is I actually put it on a calendar and put it a reminder and put a date on it, right? Especially for work and my business. It's very important that I plan everything tangibly. As per my family, I also like they're planned, right? Like I actually write down menus. I write, like, for me, writing things down are super important. So I actually write things down. For my daughter's clothes, I just separate it, physically separate it. So anything that requires physical action in the planning process, I do. It's, for me, it's very important, and it actually pushes me to the next step, which is execution. If you have planned it, right? You got to execute. Actually do what you plan. And this is super hard. And this it's like super hard to just follow, but it's the easiest way not to get lost, everybody. Like, try to do it. Try to follow your plan and see if it works. It might not work. You might realize that, you know what, this is too much. It doesn't work for me. At the end of the day, you have to do the things that work for you. You know, like in the past, I've written plans in like 3 different like to-do lists, right? And it wasn't working. It was just too much and overwhelming. So what did I do? I just kind of condensed everything and put all my to-dos into one Excel sheet with different tabs. And that helped and allowed me to do it from different platforms, which is what was super important. And so, like I just said, execution is everything. So let's follow through your planned activities. Follow through. And this also is like such a good lesson for business, you know. Follow through what you actually plan, because a lot of times we plan so much. I mean, how many times have I planned content and never done it? I've like chosen songs. I had in drafts that I never published them. Why? Because I was scared of, I don't know, various things. But just follow through. See what could happen. You never know. It might work out. It might not work out. At the end of the day, you know, if you're expecting a negative reaction, you cannot go lower than 0. Remember that. So that is how I planned my life around, and especially BAUs. You know, when my daughter goes to school, I work, but that's how we get everything done. So how I get to work from home full time and, you know, mommy duties is organization. I organize and I plan all my days ahead. So that is how I plan for my week ahead on a BAU days, weeks, months, and it's worked out for me. So to recap, mental picture of the week ahead. 2, plan ahead. And 3, execution. You gotta follow through your plannings. Anyways, I gotta run to my next meeting, but thank you so much for watching. Share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you another time. Bye.